good? We're good on YouTube, okay. And you know if we're live on Facebook? Just YouTube. Got it. Okay. So we're live here on YouTube, folks. Give me 1 second here. We're going to talk about that severe weather potential that we have coming on in. Just leave up this graphic here.
They also told her that rabbits don't require helicopters or tennis courts.
We're going to go and log into Facebook.
Hey, you know he's got a helicopter. Hey, what if someone's looking to do something indoors? What do you have for us there?
Okay.
Oh, there are great options. For me, watching the thunder play is at the top of the list.
It's not letting me do both. It's only letting me do one.
Yeah, and Paycom Arena also serves a corn dog breaded in Cheetos. Also, the pickled chicken wings are a must order.
So speaking of food, OKC has a great food scene, even a few
Okay.
James Beard Award winners. For the foodies out there, do you have any recommendations?
Yes, right now I'm addicted to the grilled cheese at the Mule.
Which he eats like a horse.
Now, I gotta say, it's much better when Petunia marks someone other than me. So, you should say something about Matt's breath. Hey, what's wrong with my breath?
It smells almost as bad as Paul's cologne.
Good point right there, Paul. It is much funnier when she's making fun of someone else. Hey, I do want to hear a little bit more about the Mule, though.
Well, luckily you can burn some calories afterwards shopping because the Mule in the Plaza District is by far right by some of my favorite clothing stores in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, she loves to thrift, which I support because it leaves room for my Gucci budget.
Honestly, it was really hard to narrow down our favorite things to do in Oklahoma City. I would really come back and
Try
because of
Facebook first.
That would be great. But maybe next time you can bring a couple with a little less attitude. Hey, okay. You friends can see more of Darcy and Petunia on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Visit darcylynn.com for more information on her live tour.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. We fixed one of the camera shots, so we're working on that.
When we went in off the top of it, and then you took it to the meerkat thing, you kind of gave it like a little laugh, and you did the meerkat thing,
Okay.
like you laughed at her joke. I thought that was a perfect little transition into it to get you into it. At the end of it, after I say, darcylynn.com, just say thanks, guys.
I know, I
You-
forgot.
No, it's okay. You wrap it up. Yeah, wrap it up for us there.
Okay. Darcy, even if you want, this is just me. She can be sassier.
Sassier?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. We can do that.
Hey, Darcy, at the end, you know how when
Yeah,
there's like
just
she could bring a little less attitude thing, you know how she
Alright,
always
let me
does her.
start Facebook
You
Live
know
and
her
then
like
try
jump
this.
back with the
How-
She'd be like,
How we've been so far. Way more.
You know what I mean? Darcy,
like that.
you know how she like does the yeah.
Like,
When Paul says
Yeah.
let her marry us, maybe she should go, what?
Can you check if we're live on YouTube?
Yeah, yes.
It's moving faster.
Because here it says we're still live, but I did click cancel. Still live.
I also don't think it makes sense
Okay,
to be a
cool.
student
So
unless
let me
I
try.
lay a rolly chair. It just
Yeah, this time I think we just get this down, and then next time we can.
I didn't realize they're taking us on close-up shots there for our questions when it comes back and forth, so they have you kind of staying still. Gotcha.
Okay, I think I got this figured out.
I know that's tough for you.
You think you're live on Facebook?
I had that bun cake full of
Wait.
sugar.
Alright, so I'm about to be live on Facebook here. Can you just make sure we're still live on YouTube and still live on Facebook? And if we are, I'll just keep going.
That's when you're doing it.
How's it going, my
right.
friends? We were just doing a little bit of adjusting here. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook right now. So we're going to talk about some severe weather potential we have going on out there for today. Alright, buckle up and get ready. We got a little bit more to talk about here. So we got this stream going, YouTube and Facebook, so that's a great thing. But let's talk about the severe weather potential, right? So as of right now, we're not looking at much. Just looking at dry conditions. We're seeing lots of sunshine, seeing a little bit of a mixture of some clouds, but there is a little bit more clouds than some of these models were expecting, actually, which is a good sign for us, because if we did see a lot more sunshine, we would, of course, see worse storms. The storms would be a little bit worse if we did see a lot more sunshine for today. The atmosphere would just kind of charge up here. But overall, though, we are looking at pretty good conditions right now. Things are going to change completely here very soon. So let's
here,
talk
okay?
about it.
Plus, they have more than 60
Going
life-size
into
pigeons
our
on
next
dinosaurs.
graphic here, let me just grab my remote.
Dinosaurs are so dang. They've been dead for what, 60 million years? And they're still trying to kill us off.
So
Okay, well, that's rich.
this graphic here is very, very important. It's showing us the potential for that severe weather out there for today into the evening and overnight hours. So we are looking at a slight risk for some severe weather here in the metro. A little bit more of an enhanced risk here just to the west of the metro area. And with this enhanced risk,
You know he's got
even
at
in the
least one.
slight
Hey,
risk,
what if someone's looking
any
to
of
do
these
something
risks here in the
indoors?
viewing
What do you got for
area,
us there?
we're looking at that
Tons of great
potential for
options. For me, it's
70
watching the
mile per hour
thunder
winds,
flies at the top of my
baseball-sized
list.
hail,
More importantly, it's at the
and
top
a
of
low
my
risk
list.
for
Can't
tornadoes.
survive it, I'm in the next
We
one.
are looking at this being from 3 p.m. today into those early morning hours for Wednesday. So for tomorrow, same story. Still looking at that potential for large hail,
Steak hamburger
strong
that
gusty
also
winds,
serves a
and
corn dog
tornadoes
bread and
does
cheese.
exist once again.
Also, the
Now,
pickled chicken wings are a must.
speaking of tornadoes, this is the area with the greatest risk when it comes to actual tornadoes. It is the southern parts of the state. So
Right
southern
now,
parts
I'm
of
addicted to
Oklahoma.
the grilled
Now
cheese
we're looking at
burrito.
a little bit more of that risk when it comes to tornadoes outside for this evening into the overnight hours. Now the atmosphere in the southern parts of the state is a little bit more active, a little bit more, potent for some of these tornado spin-ups as well. Let's kind of time out
Right, it is
what
funny
could
when she's making
potentially
fun of
happen
someone
here.
else.
So
Now, I do want to hear a little bit
looking
more
at
about
this
the mule,
future
though.
cast here,
Luckily,
let's
you
say
can
around
burn
that
some calories
evening
afterwards
commute,
from
right?
shopping. The mule is
Evening
the
commute looks pretty good right now. Evening commute, just continuing to see a little bit of a mixture of some clouds, a few showers starting to pop up here in the southern parts of the state, but
Honestly, it was
otherwise
really
though
hard
most
to
of us
narrow
just
down
continuing to look
favorite
good
things to do here in Oklahoma City. I just don't
for
recommend
that
it.
evening commute. But then after that evening commute, things start to change just a little
Yeah,
bit.
okay.
Look at this. Now we're
You
getting
can
closer
see
to
Darcy
7
in Petunia
to
on
7:30
Facebook,
p.m.
Instagram,
time
and
frame.
TikTok, and also DarcyLynn.com
Now we're starting to see a
for
lot more
information on her live tour.
Thanks for
possible
having us.
supercells popping up here. And that's going to be
That
the
was
case here
pretty
in
intense.
the Oklahoma City metro area and then down into Norman as well. So we are starting to see those supercells popping up here overall though, after around that 6 to 7 p.m. time frame. So we are continuing to track this, of course, and we're continuing to
Yeah, I thought we were gonna run long
to
on
get
this.
additional
Yeah, you got
updates
time.
to see how this could potentially play out as we continue to head later and later into the day for today. So we're we're really trying to see what exactly is happening.
I
And
think we found
as
it.
of right now, we are still looking at that risk being a bit on the higher side when it comes to the actual potential for severe weather for today. 7 p.m. time frame. Now the metro area has to be on heightened alert. Got to be very careful. Let's go towards 10 p.m. for today. Still seeing those isolated showers and storms here, right? So still seeing that potential for maybe some strong to severe storms still in the region. But overall though, that will continue to improve. So we get closer to midnight, early morning hours on Wednesday, things will really start to improve. Now it's generally the eastern side of the state looking at that potential for some strong, maybe some severe storms, but otherwise most of us just staying dry. Most of us looking good. We are good to go. Now let's talk about the setup for today, right? There's a few things that are coming together.
Hey, don't feel bad.
The first thing is the dry line. We're going to be east of the dry line. So since we're east of the dry line, we're looking at that favorable conditions, for the severe storms. So we're looking at Gulf moisture, we're looking at unseasonably warm temperatures, we're looking at strong winds aloft, we're looking at instability, wind shear. We are looking at all of that pretty much coming together for that potential for some severe weather. There might also be a break in the cap, so we will continue to track this, but as of right now, it does look like today is the day where that severe weather is imminent, right? So it is most likely going to happen later on, not right now, but later on. It's around 10:23 a.m. But cold front comes through for Wednesday morning, and then now we really start to cool off. Now we cool off, we start to see clearing skies, so things will start to improve
Oh my goodness.
with some decrease in clouds throughout the day on Wednesday. Now, when it comes to Wednesday's outlook for severe weather potential, it's not really going to be existent here in the state. It's mostly going to be in the neighboring states to the east of Oklahoma. Now we're getting into still that potential for some strong to severe storms. So overall, though, we've seen 12 tornadoes this month so far. This month. So currently we're at sixth most on record. Fifth most was back in 2008. Now it's 13. So we'll see how today goes. Hopefully we don't add on to that, but we'll see how that potential actually kind of happens and what exactly does occur. But as of right now, the environment is very favorable for some spin ups as well. Look at the tornado count we've seen since last week. So yes, last week Thursday and Friday we've seen 12, and that's a bunch. 4 that we saw in northern parts of the state, and then we did see 8 tornadoes that were in the eastern parts of Oklahoma, if you remember that severe weather that we did actually see. So we're continuing to track this potential again for today. Hopefully not, but that potential for some tornadoes is there. The percentage is there, of course. So overall, though, when it comes to tornado statistics for the year, we're at 17. So if you guys remember, back in January, we actually tied a record for the most tornadoes in the month of January, which was 5, and we tied that record. Now, February, we didn't see any. March, again, we've been active. We saw 12 last week, and we're only at the 10th of March, so we still have plenty of time. We still have 3 weeks in the month of March to see if we add on to that or not. On average, in March, we see 4. So by the time we hit April 1st, on average, we usually have around 5 tornadoes. And we're still in the beginning to middle parts of March, and we're already seeing 12. So we're already well ahead of schedule. We'll see if, what exactly could happen, but, April and May are our busiest months, so we got a little bit of time until we do actually hit the month of April, and then May is usually double the amount of tornadoes compared to April, so things are going to continue to start getting busy when it comes to tornado potential. For tonight, though, we are looking at those mid-50s, some showers and storms, of course. We're continuing to see that potential for maybe some strong to severe thunderstorms here, so we have to be on heightened alert. We have to be ready. We have to be prepared for, severe weather, some hail, some gusty winds, possible tornadoes as well. And we really, really have to keep an eye on things here. I'm talking, really have to keep an eye here on things when it comes to that severe weather potential. Just make sure you have a plan ready. Make sure you are aware of exactly what could possibly happen. Now, tomorrow, there's still a potential for some lingering showers, mainly in the morning hours. Otherwise, the most of the day, we will be staying dry. We'll actually see decreasing clouds throughout the day. Temperatures are going to be a little cooler, so they'll continue to cool off as that cold front passes on through. So we'll probably see morning highs, and then just continue to cool off into the afternoon to evening hours. The thing is, we are doing a weather-worn day for today. Temperatures back in the mid-80s. Cold front comes through and much cooler by Wednesday. Like I said, maybe some lingering showers. Other than that, decreasing clouds, lots of sunshine. By Thursday, now we're seeing some sunshine, still some cooler temperatures as well. Still slightly above average. Our average is 61 now, but we'll be in the mid-60s there when it comes to Thursday. Much warmer for Friday. Check out Saturday. 82 degrees, possibly back in the forecast. On Saturday, lots of sunshine continuing to stick around. Overall, though, we're staying dry through the weekend for the most part. And then partly to mostly cloudy skies on Monday of next week. Much cooler temperatures. We're going to see our coolest days actually next Monday. And that's going to be temperatures close to 50 degrees. There will be some 40s for sure. So next Monday is going to be the day you want to bring out those jackets for sure. Warming back up middle to end of next week. And it looks like for the most part we will be staying dry. Doesn't mean every day will be dry, but for the most part it does look like we'll see some pretty dry conditions that will be back in the forecast. So we'll have to pay attention to this. We'll have to keep tracking it. Of course, we'll be here. We'll be on top of it. We'll continue to give you the latest updates on everything that comes up. We'll continue to have additional updates, but please be ready. We are seeing this weather warn day for today. please make sure you are prepared for any and all sorts of possible severe weather outside for today in your neighborhood. That could be possible. So better be, safe early on than wait till the last minute. Now, if you have any questions, weather related, anything in the form of maybe severe weather related, we have a storm safety day here at the Science Museum in Oklahoma, Saturday, March 14th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we have that 5-hour period, right, where the storm safety day at the Science Museum, it is possible to, come in. You could get there early. You could get there very early. You could, there is going to be probably some lines. A lot of people were expecting a lot of people coming on through. But from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Science Museum, Saturday, March 14th, definitely worth coming and checking out our area for sure. If you have any questions, if you'd like, to maybe hop on the green screen, just kind of see how it is. Bring the kids, bring the family, enjoy it as well, but just please make sure you are prepared for that severe weather potential that we have coming on through for today, because that is definitely going to be a thing. So I am going to end the streams here. Just want to show you guys a little bit of a wider view of this severe weather potential for today, including pretty much all of Oklahoma, especially all of our viewing area, good amount of Texas, and then going all the way up to the Midwest. The Midwest also seeing that potential for strong to severe storms. So it's not only here in Oklahoma, it's all the way up to Chicago and Michigan and Wisconsin that has that potential of seeing some severe weather. So here in Oklahoma, we have to be ready. We're seeing that, slight to enhanced risk. We've even seen bad storms and tornadoes in a marginal risk, which is darker green, before in the past many times. So a slight to enhanced risk is the real deal. We have to make sure we are definitely prepared for that. Of course, moderate and high risk is massive outbreak possibility, but overall, though, the environment is very favorable for, for that severe weather potential that we will have here in the forecast for today. So please make sure you are ready. Please make sure you have a plan prepared as well. We'll continue to have additional social media coming on through, videos, updates, and of course, we will have our show coming up here very soon as well. Again, it's around 10:30 right now, so we'll continue to have more and more updates when it comes to the severe weather potential. All right, my friends, we've been at almost 20 minutes of this live stream, depending where you are, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, but we're going to be ending our stream here. We have a live show coming up here very soon. In less than 30 minutes at 11 a.m., we have our show that begins again with additional updates. So please stay tuned in. Please be aware of that severe weather potential. Could be in your neighborhood.